Hey, hey, folks, there's 6 of you today. Well, ain't that cool? How is everybody? Um, I was a little surprised to see everybody here so fast, but this is great. Welcome to Forge Fridays. I'm your Forge nerd, Bryan Guffey. Who else here in the chat? Say hi. I'll show you all on the stream. Well, I wanted to do overlay. There we go. And I want it to be small. What? No. I'm normal. I'm full sized. Yes. Turn off the demo for the overlay. There we go. So much less padding. Like, why so much padding? There we go. There we go. Now, when you guys chat, we'll see you. Right now, we turn off the demo. Anyway, what's up? What's going on with everybody today? Let's go ahead and talk about what's been happening in the good old world of Forge. We're going to get into some fun AI coding, assisted coding today. We'll give it a few more minutes to let some folks pop in. Probably, I mean, we're at the top of the hour, or 5 after. Let's get into it. So let's just start with what is new, really. So today's the 20th. Last time we would have been here would have technically been March 13th. Give me 1 second just to confirm here. Yeah, okay, let's hop into it. If you do have anything that you want to share or say, please put it in the chat. I'm looking forward to chatting with some of you. I see there's 4 of you on the YouTube. That's great. And 1 of you over on Twitch. There's always somebody on Twitch, and I never know who they are. So let's hop in. This one. Sweet. We're going to run through this, then we're going to get into our AI coding, because that really is going to be the big part of what we do today. And let me make this a little bigger for everybody. Okay. So, last week, March 10th, on the Friday, actually, a few days before Friday, Atlassian introduced dynamic modules for Jira in early access. So you have to register for early access, but you can get access for these. And to understand what dynamic modules are, let's do a quick check-in on them. Effectively, dynamic modules let you register modules at runtime. So this way, you can easily define an app's behavior flexibly, and you can add app features that are more responsive to arbitrary user needs. So I think this is a very, very interesting thing that Atlassian is doing now. When we talk about dynamic modules, what this means is that you can just sort of like pop in dynamic modules at a different time. Now, they're on a per installation context. Yeah, I'm really interested to see what folks do from dynamic modules and how we end up using this. Yeah. Yeah, it's very interesting to me. I'm interested to see Atlassian come out with some examples of what they could do here. I think that'll be really great. If any of you have ideas for dynamic modules, shout it out. That's something I'd love to hear about. Again, please do engage in the chat. Don't feel like you need to be quiet. I want to hear from everyone. Also, let's see here. Okay, so I think that was one of the only things from last week. Yeah. So Atlassian's also introduced a new platform level URL persistence and redirect feature for apps migrating from Connect to Forge. So now you can take legacy Connect URLs, including the full path parameters and fragments, and transparently redirect them to the corresponding app module. That's pretty cool. Really great if you're working to migrate from Connect to Forge. Also, custom metrics is now GA, so you can create custom metrics, and they let you track specific events, actions, and measurements within your Forge app. So you can see those in the metrics API. Forge embedded macros. So is now in preview. So Forge embedded macros let you can render Forge bodied macros inside of Forge apps. Let's look at that. So rich text bodied macros, and you can then embed them in apps. So I think that's the thing that's particularly interesting. You can embed a macro in an app. Embedded Forge macros. It's how they render, I think, specifically. Yeah, definitely. You can do Forge render components, the ADF render components here. It's very interesting to me. It's another example of new things that are coming along, and I don't know exactly how embedded macros work or what the purpose of them are. So I don't know. Maybe somebody will be able to let us know, or we can find out that information. I'd also love to hear again from you all and what you think. Hey, we just got another person showing up. Excellent. Happy to see you. I'm gonna go pop over and just say hello to everybody on YouTube. See who's over there, because it's got to be a few of you. There we go. I want to move this tab, and then I'll just pull it out here. Then I'll actually be in the see which of you are over in the chat there. And I'm super interested. Who's in the chat? Participants. It just says me, but there are 7 of you there. Never quite understand how that works out. All right. Yeah, that's me. There's 7 people. It says 7 people. Maybe y'all aren't. Oh, maybe y'all are just viewing, but you're not logged in. That's certainly possible. Ah, there we go. Hey, Christian. Cool. How's the weather in the PNW? Where at exactly? Because I'm going to be up that way next week. All right. Let's go on to our next topic from the here we go. All right, so there's bulk APIs now for pinning and unpinning Forge issue panels to projects. So you can now, oh, this is cool, that allows Jira admins to pin or unpin Forge app issue panels to multiple projects. Gotcha. Okay, cool. I'm going to be in Seattle on Tuesday for like 3 hours, and then the following Monday, I'll be back there overnight. I'm going up to Vancouver for a conference. But yeah, this is really cool. If you integrate this API into your app, admins can have a centralized view for managing issue panel visibility across projects. That's very, very, very neat. More information about Marketplace V3 for those of you that are in the Marketplace. Also, this one is a cool one. I just found about this. Forge uninstall now has a batch option, which is really cool because If you've installed a lot of apps because you're testing, or in different places, you can uninstall up to 10 installations at once. So that's really great. Christian, how much experience do you have with Forge? Let me know. There's also here that we've got now multi-user app ownership for OAuth 2.0 apps, which is pretty great. The three-legged apps. That's really good as well. Some changes here to the Jira Global background script in Forge. You can do more now. Restrict which views your script runs on using the experience property in the manifest. If no experience is specified, the script won't run anywhere. There's modal support to open modal dialogues from a background script. Okay. Are you an admin? Are you an Atlassian admin? Are you a developer? Like, what's your background there in general? But yeah, this is pretty neat. Custom JQL functions, additional error handling. So now users will be able to clarify or see what's happening. And they'll see things just like um, you would with a regular built-in JQL error. JQL. That's really good. Oh, and now there's a cost dashboard at the developer space level in the developer console. Also excellent. Enterprise Cloud Enterprise IT sysadmin. Okay, cool. I keep being at companies that are going to cloud, and I get them basically almost all the way there, and then I end up getting another job. So I'm back in DC world at the moment, which is an interesting experience. Um, Upgrade behavior changes. Oh wow! All updates for 1 month. All updates to Forge apps with over 50,000 users will be classified as a major upgrade, major version updates. That's interesting. Okay, got it. So partners can manage the migration of customers in a predictable manner. Interesting. Atlassian's talking about the new, they're getting rid of the cloud security participant badge. They're going to be continuing to do additional things here, but that's not going to be one of them anymore. They're going to get rid of it. They're changing the way the trust program works. And then there is maintenance for FedRAMP. Hello, how are you? Okay, FedRAMP maintenance. If you work in FedRAMP, congratulations. Um, okay, let's hop into the stuff that I'm most excited about. One, some of you may have heard or seen actually last week or the week before we built an app that does sentiment analysis on in JSM, uh, an upgraded version of what is natively available. Let me find the article that this came from. Can I just have a can I have a new tab, please? Thank you. Oh, cool. What happened here? Oh, my keyboard died. That's fun, friends. Hold on. Oh, this should work. There we go. Well, maybe. Oh, this is very interesting. There we go. Oh, okay, I'm back now. Sorry about that. Good, we're good. All right, so here we go. Sorry about that. Had a keyboard just stop working for a minute. So, Okay, friends, let's get into this. I'm gonna, sorry, again, we lost the screen too. Let me reshare the screen. Here we go. And we're gonna go to the Atlassian developer community and talk about some of the Forge project configuration management. My friend Ian, who's a principal Forge architect at Atlassian, is got this new post here where he's showing off some tooling and techniques he's been using for Forge project configuration. Um, so we won't watch it here. It's 11 minutes, but I will share the link with you all so that you can check it out. Um, but I want to talk about this other thing that Ian and I are doing. That's pretty neat. Let me find another window. Hold on. Grab this over here. So this is a project that I've been working on for a while, and just didn't quite have the bandwidth for a while to get it done. But I do now. Okay, here's where we're going. Let me share this other screen here. So you all can see here. This is a free app that you can install in your instance. It's open source, good for you to use. It uses the Forge LLMs, um, API, so you will need to enroll in the EAP, which I believe we've got classified in here. Yes, exactly. Yep. So, but it should be coming, I think relatively soon. They might be having it turn into preview before it goes into a full prod. But here's the cool part. You see this here, bitbucket.org/forgeoss. Keep checking that out. We're going to be sharing more and more stuff there. In fact, at forgeoss.atlassian.net, you'll be able to. I'm going to put a homepage up there shortly, and you can follow up with all the stuff we're doing with open source. So Ian's video will go there. We got some more apps that are going to be coming out that I've been building that are open source that anybody can use. And our goal is to really give you guys more app examples to use, more things that will let you go ahead and build instead of like wondering how to get started with Forge apps. The Atlassian team, the developer team, has been doing a ton, but we want to help them out and do some more. So check that out. And today, now let's get into the coding. All right. Let's do the fun part, which is where we get into the coding. So earlier this week, I'm hosting an event on Monday here in LA before I get on a plane on Tuesday to fly to Seattle. And it's called We're All Builders Now. We're hosting it with Blue Sky. And because we're doing that, I have been thinking a lot about what I'm going to build, or just to sort of show off to folks how they can build different things. And so I've been working on a new app called the Blue Sky Brand Monitor. I vibe coded this thing, so we'll talk about that and how we did that. Specifically, I used the Forge MCP. So, and that let our project and our coding agent have a bunch of context in what was going on here. So, just so you all can see, we go into Claude. Okay. Let me actually just show the previous conversation that we had. Oh, cool. There isn't one. That would make sense. Oh, I do actually know why. It was up a level. Hold on. The way that Forge sort of handles, or like Claude sort of handles some of this stuff is weird to me. But yeah, this is where we were. Okay. So we can sort of see here everything that it built. Um, I gave it some information. It built out a plan here. And basically, we're going to pull information from Blue Sky and put it in a uh, dashboard in Jira. And we are at the point now where really what we need to do is just go ahead and we did Forge register. So next up is going to be, I'm actually going to ask it. There we go. So I'm just having a little conversation here with it. It originally was sitting up here. It created a folder and put stuff in it. So now I'm going to have it do that. Save to. All right. Eating chips on camera is never a good look. I just got to tell y'all. Okay. We're going to go ahead and get into it. This thing that above, I think this took at most like an hour for this to work. I didn't have to do a lot. Just wired up the Forge MCP mostly and let it know that it had access to the CLI. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and run this command that it asked us to. Ooh, it's already going to give me that exclamation point, which lets us use bash while in a REPL. Okay, let's go. We actually need to create a new tab. Actually, I think let's do this. Forge Uh, in, Forge deploy? Yeah, Forge deploy. Actually, let me just, let's deploy to development. We're basically going to read the Blue Sky Firehose for mentions of Atlassian. So it's now deploying the app to the development environment. And then we're going to install it. Oops, we got some errors. Interesting. So the deploy failed to the errors in the lint code. So we need to do some work with the linter. And actually, I already have Rovo set up. So it's about to go ahead and send the error to Rovo for analysis. And then Rovo is going to come back and tell us what's going on. Oh, the function key, there it is. Function key exceeds 23 characters. Valid module required. Hey, that's interesting. And if you want to see everything we do, Control E. There it is. There it is. All right. Deprecated egress format and yep. There we go. It's going to go ahead and fix this. Any questions, y'all, about how any of this? Like, really interested if there's anything you want to know. All right, so we're going to do Forge Lint. Oh, we have another new version of the CLI. I swear I just updated that. All right, it's running Forge Lint. See if there's anything else. And we can always take a look. No issues found. Now it's deploying. We'll see the whole thing here. It's running its own lint every time. You can always run a lint on your own, but you can also just run a lint with it. Yeah. Oh, for Forge? Yeah. Actually, Atlassian has their own Get Started with Forge. Let me grab that link for you. Also, while it's doing this, let me just switch over to that screen and show you. Okay, let me get over there. So, Atlassian has great Forge tutorials. It'll walk you straight through exactly how to get started. And then you can start working on doing a Hello World app. I really like doing a Hello World app with like Jira. And then once you do that, um, Atlassian has all sorts of different guides here. Automate Jira with triggers, build a comment summarizer. Um, and I think they still have, let me see here. Yes, Forge Quest is still here too. Yes, I recommend Forge Quest as a great option. So it's developer, here you go. Atlassian doesn't always link things effectively in the way they do this stuff. Gotcha, okay. Yeah, I'm a big fan of managed development environments. And it'll walk you through being, as a novice, walk you get to know Forge, preparing your toolkit, key resources, build your first app, then the welcome apprentice to do these. Also, if you want to know more about Forge, there's even courses that Atlassian has. If you go to community.atlassian.com/learning, I think. Yes. Here, they have so there's a couple of things here. There's one learning path called Get the Most Out of Forge. That has 3 courses that you can take. After that, you'll be ready to go ahead and get the free Forge Fundamental Certificate. That is a free certificate. It doesn't cost you anything. And then you have that certification. It's also an open book. So Get the Most Out of Forge is excellent. And then they do have a bunch of other courses here. So all sorts of different courses inside of here. Some of these are not part of the I don't think that. Hold on, let me see. It's play what you build. No, yeah. So okay, those are all lessons. Okay, I see how this works. Course, lesson. Yep, and so there's 10 lessons. There's 10 lessons, 4 courses. I'm interested in that. Okay. Got it. That's a little different, that one. So you're really going to work through these basically when you're doing this stuff. Yeah, it's good stuff. Of course. Of course, absolutely. On top of that, let me show you one other thing that gets going on all the time. If you go to here, community.atlassian.com/events, and then click on development events, and it's really this link, ace.atlassian.com/Atlassian-developers. They're running new events all the time. In 5 days, they've got one about a specific engineer who used to just be writing on Python scripts. So it might be even just like you, Christian, and how he then began writing Forge apps. Then on the 31st, they're hosting an event. Yeah, who's hosting this one? It's the Ace virtual event hosted by for DevDen. Okay. And then Atlassian's doing another Forge App Jam, which they do almost weekly. I think every month, actually. So yeah, like there's a ton, and also every one of these. Here's Forge 101, and here's the cool part. YouTube Atlassian developers. Here you go. The team has so much information. They're always putting up videos. So, I mean, they just put up one 9 hours ago. Danny is an incredible developer and educator, and he just joined Atlassian, and so I would absolutely check out what he's been doing. They're always putting things up. You know, Katerina is one of my favorite people. She and I ran a conference together last year. Um, Dougal has been around forever, and so he is building. You know, he's going into things in a more deep dive way. So if you want to learn about that stuff, also Lars, so many great folks. So yeah, there's so much good stuff here. Don't miss it, and you're not because you're here. You're being smart. That's wonderful. Okie dokie. Let's get back to our app and see how things are going on. I think you finished deploying. Yeah, yes, it did. Okay, let me switch. Yeah, it fully deployed successfully to development. The version bumped to 2.0. We added the SQL module. I don't know why we had to add the module. That should have been there before. We need to install this app on one of our sites. So we'll actually switch over to here and we'll do Forge install. We're going to install it in Jira and we're going to do yes, so here you go. It's going to include the storage, Forge storage, and it's going to exchange data with the following URLs, which is the public Blue Sky application app URL. So yes, and this I am testing the app, so I am deploying it this way. It's installing the app. All right, now let me go ahead and switch back. I'm vibe coding here because I just like it's fun to make things really fast and show you what we can do. But so here we are. We're in Jira. I don't dashboards. We're gonna create a new dashboard. Okay. There you go. Blue Sky Brand Monitor. Change this layout to this one here. And let's see what happens here. Ooh, as normal. The gadget hasn't been configured yet. To configure it, click the edit button. Well, I can't configure it. I don't think that's the way this is supposed to work. Huh. Well, let me tell you, this is what happens sometimes. Watch, we'll hit this, and you see, I just can't even do anything. That's so interesting. Now, that makes sense. We just put this thing in. There are bugs. So, here's what we're going to do. A couple of things. I want to show you guys a couple of things before I hop into like more like vibe coding. Let's go check out our um, developer dashboard here. Atlassian provides you with the developer console. So let's take a look at our app here. It's in a one development environment. View your app logs. And we're going to go into development here. Here we go. Look at this. We've got some API errors. SQL execution error. No such table. Interesting. We're also apparently using punny code, which we shouldn't be doing. And we can look at the schema right here. Oh, cool. This is really fun. There is no table? Huh. Manage your database schema. Oh, yeah. It probably needs to create some stuff first. We need a database. There's no database tables, so that wouldn't work. So we'll hop. This is one of the things that you learn when you're working with LLMs, and you didn't take time to read anything, which I did intentionally. So now the nice thing, one of the nice things here is that our app will, like our coding agent will go ahead and pull a bunch of information for us, and then analyze the errors. There we go. There we go. Run migrations eagerly from the resolver and triggers. There we go. So now we get an error so that we know something's happening. Now it's putting up the new version. It's deploying. All right. So let's go see how it did. Okay, well, I still can't. I didn't tell it that we couldn't configure anything. Um, Well, this is when we go right back. One thing we could do, let's go take a look at the developer console. Last successful migration. Okay, here we go. We got some migration events now. Okay, here we go. We've got schema viewer. Yes. We don't have any data yet. That makes sense. We can also take a look at the logs. All right, so now we're having some migration errors, 2020, 2020, 2021. Well, then the migrations happen here. Interesting. We're having an API error here. Unknown SQL explanation status 400. Incorrect arguments to limit. Select from mentions where, oh, limit question mark? Well, that doesn't sound right. So let's see what it's doing on here. That is one of the issues. Incorrect arguments to limit. Is that all of these? Yeah, look at that. Create mentions, create IDX, create IDX sentiment. Ah, this is okay. This is was a bad request or execute the visiting command. Yep. I don't think that these were like actual errors, maybe though. It was, it's not giving us enough info here. Debug object, like it didn't expand that, interestingly. Okay, so yeah, then it does all of those, yep. Get recent mentions and get dot mentioners, yeah. So now while it does that, we can come back here. Honestly, let's do this again. We'll reload. There we go. Now things are happening. No data yet, right? So, but we're starting to see what's happening here. This is what we're doing. This is what I do. Oh, hey, Danny. Danny Thompson is here. Amazing. So I'm building this. I'm being a nerd in vibe coding because I'm not a developer. But we're building this really cool dashboard that I started working on. And if you want to come in, Danny, and actually come on stream, let me know. I can just ping you on like LinkedIn. I don't think you're in our the Atlassian Champion Slack yet. Oh, you are. So we're building this dashboard. I hate how they made this thing look. Ugh, I hate it. Ugh, gross. Still too big. It should be smaller. Anyway, can I make it smaller? That's just the size of that. Padding? What? No? Gross. I mean, I can do that, but then you can't see anything. Bad design. Oh, see, it's too big. Okay, we're turning this off. This is why I should use OBS, apparently. Oh, you can totally definitely come on. I've had Katerina on. I had Karen on 2 weeks ago. But feel free to check it out. But yeah, they really enjoy having us engage with the community, engaging with you guys. So Atlassian's so big on the community. So basically, what we're doing here is I'm pulling straight from the Blue Sky Fire hose, and I'm having it fix a bunch of things right now. Okay, deployed version 2.3.0 with boat fixes, added render native. That worked to limit interval, and yep, use it values integer instead of using question mark bind params. Forge SQL doesn't support parameterized limit. You probably know that better than I do, Danny. So now we're just waiting for the call to go through. Let's take a look again over here in our developer console. Let's reload, see what we got. All right, so we just did migrations again. So that would have been the new updates that I think we just put in. 2329, yeah, this is going to say, that's just that. Okay, that's cool. The deprecation warnings are fine. This is still saying what? Error, wrong argument. Okay, that's before we change things. Should be. So, now it should, yeah, next time it runs, which is I think about every 5 minutes it runs, we will get an update and see what comes in. So I think at the moment it makes sense that we won't see anything inside. Like we have our schema here. But we don't have any table data yet, which is what should come in next. Am I going to be at team? Yes, I will be at team. Whole time, really excited. I just live 90 minutes north of LA. So yeah, that's not a problem. I'm fully going to be there. Also, yeah, me and my partner might be there, both of us, which is really exciting. I know things have been crazy. You just got there, and then everything happened. But yeah, okay. So we're just waiting for this to wrap up. Yes, we get to meet in person. I'm really excited. Also, we should talk because I really want to present a commit your code. That would be so much fun, especially where I'm working with some of the stuff I'm doing now. Let's see if we got anything else going on here. And here, so as we go through, by the way, Danny, we have Christian on here. Christian's from the PNW. He works for a company that has cloud enterprise, and he's an administrator. And he's just learning IT sysadmin. So we went through a bunch of the Forge, stuff in terms of the getting started stuff. I sent him over to Forge Quest and the learning path of the community for get the most out of Forge, and then also showed him the developers YouTube channel. And you probably haven't seen this yet, but one of the things that I'm working on is I've been working on this, and I don't know if you've had a chance. Yes, I will. Um, I'm working on open sourcing a bunch of stuff, and I'm working with Ian Buchanan, who's a Forge solution architect or Forge architect. He's been there for a while, one of my favorite people. So we have this organization called Forge OSS, and I just added the first app to Forge OSS, but then also in the developer community, Ian has started to lay out some of what he is looking at. It'll take us there, but we'll move out of that. Oh, amazing. Danny, okay, but you have to come to LA. I can come to SF probably. I can probably make that happen. But Ian has built did a loom to show off some of the tooling and techniques he's been using for Forge project configuration. If you don't know Ian, yes, you should know Ian. It's really important that you do. Um, yeah. Also, I will come to SF, but yeah, absolutely. Um, Christian, you should definitely come to um, the Seattle one. I'm going to be in Seattle next week for like for like 3 hours, twice. But yeah, Ian is one of my favorite people to work with. He used to be in DevRel, then he went over to do some. He's been doing a ton of the Forge like evangelization on the enterprise side. But yeah, let's see how things are going here. Also, like Danny, you are the man when it comes to like. Okay, we did right. Not that we want to go back here. See, has the migration run yet? Okay, let's take a look here. There we go. There we go. Okay. Polling skipped. Oh, disabled or no search terms. Huh. I mean, listen, this is where you can see what happens when you're just somebody that's like screwing around, but also building some pretty cool stuff pretty quickly. You know, there's nothing. Oh, I know why. Duh. I know exactly how this works. Let's go to manage our apps. I saw that. I'm so excited to check that out. Oh, and I saw your video about the voice messages. I can't wait to see that too. Okay, here we go. Let's get in here and look at the one that I just built. I am betting it's not. Okay. Again, there's limits, and I know you know this, Danny, probably better. You know this completely. Um, I am running up against what it means to just vibe code the shit out of things. And I mean, I can look at the code, and I do generally know what it means, but it is really clear to me what I don't know in this situation because, oh, hold on, here we go. Here's the settings for it. Perfect. This is the other part that I built of this. So you pick the name of the company, and now I'm going to generate terms to search with. Perfect. All right, and then we're going to turn on the monitoring and save it. I am interested if that actually saved. It happened. Yeah, it did. Cool. Great. Okay, now if we go back to our dashboard. Okay, and we'll give it a little minute. Christian, the best way to find out about the Seattle meetup is that Atlassian will post about it. Yeah, I am using the MCP server, but I have found like I use Cloud Code mostly, and I have to remind it sometimes to use the MCP server. Usually when I do this, I'm just like hopping in really fast with folks. So it doesn't have all of the affordances that I've built into a lot of my other projects, like a solid cloud.md that gives it the call to remind it to do those things. But yes, absolutely. The MCP server is amazing, and I'm working on something related to that here shortly too. So let's give this a minute here. But Danny, what do you think is the best way for Christian to find out about um, the event? Okay. Ooh, interesting. This makes sense. Let's go actually take a look at this code here. Um, so, ooh, we're getting a 403 forbidden, and I'm not surprised because I expect that what's happening here is it just straight up wrote a custom client for pulling against the. Ooh, that's a good call. I might. I'll take a look at that. That's a great point. I'm expecting that what's going on here is it is trying to do a full straight up. So there's the image. Okay, yeah. It says forbidden. Okay. Let's go take a look at the code. Actually, let's see here. Let's switch over to this one. So it's trying to use, is that even the correct? Okay. Interesting. Honestly, I have a trick for this because I have a friend who just built something. Let me go grab that really quick. Hold on, let me show you. Yeah, to become a part of the champion. Yep, absolutely, champions program. But also, Christian, I think there is a Seattle chapter, and they will also probably be a really great group to connect with. Um, yeah, Cloud Code did its favorite thing, Danny, which is that it literally just decided to write a raw client for Blue Sky instead of using any of the ones that exist like a normal machine would. But anyway, let me go grab this piece of information, which is what I want to grab. Let me go here. Let's go to, let me think here. Uh, my friend Jack just recently built something that will actually be perfect for this because what it does is it returns Blue Sky posts in Markdown. I think it was Jack. Let me see here. Yeah, here we go. Yep. So we're going to have it replace its whole API with this. Yeah. This should address this stuff here. And being able to pull it back on Markdown will make it nice and clean for it. I don't know if Jack has put in date and time information yet. Yeah. There we go. The one thing I'm interested in is it will return yeah, these are examples, so right here. There we go. Look at that. Huh. This is wild. I'm trying to see. Does it give? Okay, it gives the date. So we are going to be missing that. That's going to be interesting. He's not capturing the specific time. Hey, Nathan. What's up? Oh. All right, let's switch back. Take a look how it's doing here. Yes, allow all edits during this session. Right. It doesn't support since lang. Remove those. Okay. Okay. Hi. All right. It is finishing up here. Deploying. So let's switch over to back here and go. We should see a new set of migrations here shortly. 2048. Yeah, that just happened. My crazy dogs. Yep. Client-side filters post older than the checkpoint. Okay, that'll be interesting. Oh, need to upgrade the. Yep. So there we go. All right. Three point oh is installed. So it's tier 1 global pool. Okay, that's going to come shortly. Yeah. Let's actually flip back over. Probably will still show the same information at the moment. Yep. So now what we want to do is we go to the Jira configuration here. Managing our Jira apps. Well, that's what that means. Too many things here. Marketplace apps. There we go. But no, just right here. Look sure it can, I think it should have held on to things, but I'm not sure actually. Yep, it did. Okay, great. And monitoring is active. Awesome. So here in like a minute or two, we should be seeing things again. By the way, Denny, this is the other one that I built, sentiment priority. I don't know how much global config we put in. Yeah, we're using the LLM and then the confidence threshold. So those are the default global settings. Suggest only auto escalate. Let me show you that one really quick because it's pretty neat. Here we go. Oh yeah, right. There's too many of these things. I want to go to fair 7. What's one of these? I don't know which one I. Oh, but yeah, actually, let me just. Yeah, this is pretty neat. So, oh, I generated a bunch of information and none of that was helpful. That's why. Here we go. Um, Sometimes brain doesn't hold on to information. There we go, test one, here we go. I built this app that shows sentiment priority. Well, it shows sentiment, I changed the name, but it shows the sentiment based on what the most recent couple of comments are, and automatically, if it's two in a row, then it will automatically escalate the priority of the ticket. This is all using on. This runs with runs on Atlassian. Like nothing is going outside. It's using Atlassian's LLM built-in LLMs that we get. And every time a comment comes in, it analyzes it with a confidence setting. You can set what that threshold is before it actually will count it towards your escalation. But yeah, it's pretty neat because we have this other sentiment thing going on over here that's in Jira, but it just sort of says negative. Like it does capture it, but like nothing particular. Doesn't tell you what's going on. So this was really helpful to sort of take this further. This came from a post in the community that somebody called out as something that they were doing, or that they wished it did. So I built it. All right, let's take a look here now. Oh, interesting. It's still failing. So why is that search failing? Oh, that's me holding too many buttons. So a 500 error. I mean, so is it not constructing things correctly? Search, query, cursor, limit. Let's go take a look. I'm intrigued now. So bskymd.api. So https bsky.md/search, and then params to string. That should be right. Ooh, let's see. Actually, I bet. That's okay. So I'm importing from types. Okay. Okay, so that's that. I okay, right. So it's got to take in a search post query is string param set q query. The thing that I'm wondering, so option of that, the query is the string. Search question mark the params to string. Okay, right there. Okay, so it is doing that. Search question mark, and then it should drop the string here. Q. Oh, but it's the Q. Are we getting the Q in there? Yeah, Q right there. Yeah, I'm really intrigued. All right, like, are we building this at the end here? That's my interesting question. Like, what errors? Why am I getting 500 errors? Because if I were doing, what is a 500 error again? Yeah, there it is, right? Well, I'm doing that thing where I fall into a rabbit hole here. Um, but yeah, we're working through this, and now it comes down to the things that are really helpful. So yeah, now the results are coming back. So something's happening to it. Um, so the API works fine from Forge API fetch. Ooh, right, yep. Oh, but is it also doing? All right, let's hope that it does what it's supposed to here. Yep, there goes it searching the Forge docs here. Okay. To understand exactly what it has to do on external fetch. Yep. I ran Forge install upgrade. Oh wait, but I didn't run that. I don't think I ran it. The domain changed. That'll do it. I can tell here. It updated it. Let me go back here. Oh no, I think I did. Yeah, I did. I did upgrade it. I did. I did do that. And we can check this out actually. Okay, so we had some 200s that were okay in the last hour. We also had some server errors and some client errors. Let's see if we're okay. Let's see what we have going on now. Oh, okay. Here we go. Here we go. Let's take a look here. Oh, wrong window. Still no data. That's the thing that I'm kind of surprised about here. Oh, well, it's mentions. Oh, interesting. Are we currently only tracking mentions? Well, that would be weird. Well, it depends on how it's tracking mentions. But yeah, there's no data in the database. Look at the size, you can tell. Okay. Because, yeah, if we take a look here, I can go back and look at the. This, I think. Oh, no, it's not here. It's actually in the other view that we weren't looking at before. Okay, take me here. Installed apps. And here we can take a look at the app details. And this makes it clear where Oh, yeah, okay. That's funny. Apparently it doesn't. I thought it said somewhere exactly where you could see what it was connecting to externally. Maybe not. Back to the console. Nope, not yet. Okay. That'll be coming up now again in just a moment here. And we'll be able to see what happens. There we go. We can see this new version, this new deployment here at that time, which tells us invocation success rate for the API metrics. Well, I had some successful 8 calls. Always fun. Let's see a look if we got anything from the logs yet. Not. Oh, yeah, here we go. Search failed. Okay. Yeah, that's fascinating. There's something going on here. Okay, here we go. Okay, there it goes. Huh. It's like it's transient. Because we are getting them now. Look, we can see them. A bunch of this stuff came in. I wonder if we're hitting Atlassian's. I bet. No, I know what's happening. We're hitting the blue sky rate limit. I bet. But if we go back now to our app and to our dashboard, we should start to see some data. Really? I am kind of confused about that now. Are we upserting that data into the... Let's go back here. Still no data. That's interesting. Oh, hold on. Okay. Well, how are we... So we're getting it. Huh. I'm intrigued about what's happening here now. All right, Joe. Well, I'm gonna head out. We're just about wrapped time here today. Thanks for spending it with me. As always, we're here pretty much every week. I won't be around next week. I will be at the Atmosphere Conf in Vancouver. But thanks so much and have a good day.